Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here and welcome back to another Cardano video. Today we're going live, and as some of you will notice, the camera is not just as high quality as normal because I still haven't got my new PC. It should be here by the end of this week, all going well with deliveries. There are some delays at the minute. Let me see. Yeah, I think you guys should be able to hear me. Let me know in the comments if you can. I think from checking on my end, it all seems okay, apart from the camera, but it will do for today. Obviously what we're going to talk about is the massive crash that we've seen in the market. And look, this was not a Cardano crash. This was a total cryptocurrency market crash. I forgot to bring up the full market cap here, but it doesn't matter. This was right across the board. If we look here on Bitcoin, so Bitcoin was... Today really shows us that Bitcoin does lead the market. And the reason that I'm jumping on a live stream is because I am tight for time. Family still isn't just 100% yet, so I'm tight for time. I wouldn't be able to record a video and get it out there. And I feel that a lot of people might be panicking out there with the way that the markets have went today. And too many people would end up selling off their Cardano. They're panicking, they're thinking, what's after happening? Is this something related to Cardano? Is something after going wrong with the project, and that's why people are dumping? And then generally what happens here is people panic, they panic sell, they dump their coins, and then they go and look to see what's going on and realize that it's not actually a Cardano thing. It's market wide. These things happen. If you're new, welcome to cryptocurrency dips. The first few of these that I had in my time in crypto are absolutely terrifying. When you look at your portfolio and see them, then it's just terrifying to see these things. Nowadays, when I see a dip like this, I actually get a bit excited and run straight to get some trades in. So I was outside when this happened today, and as soon as I got on my phone, I opened up a long trade on Bitcoin and a long trade on ADA on Binance Futures. So both of them are now closed at this stage, but both went extremely well. I was also able to bag some more ADA as well. So for me, these types of things in a market are all for buying. So they generally do bounce back. But if you were going to, I put in leverage trades today, but that was after the huge dips. And again, I was putting them in knowing the risks on it. So if you're new, don't go trying to put in leverage trades, but there are chances to buy cheaper coins. If you're buying on spot, which is just normal buying of the coins, then you have a very good chance to pick up some cheap cryptocurrency on days like this. If I was holding some shit coins, then maybe I would have been worried today. But because Bitcoin and Cardano make up a huge portion of my portfolio, I wasn't worried about something like this. I am still completely bullish on where the markets are going. And yes, dips like this are going to come. We look at ADA here, Cardano. So we dipped right down. It's interesting to see that we dipped right down to this 80-cent mark, which was a line that I've had on the charts before, because when we dipped here and here, it held up. Again, it was around here. Now, again, when you look at this here, we can look at these lines and we can say, oh, it's brilliant, it held up this technical line. This dump was 100% down to Bitcoin, so it wasn't anything to do with ADA holding certain lines or anything like that. This was caused by panic. Bitcoin was dumped, and what happened was, I don't even know the actual FUD that caused this. There was a big inflow of Bitcoin into the markets yesterday onto exchanges, so maybe it's that Bitcoin actually being dumped today. What happens in the market-wise, how this type of thing happens, how it just keeps going down further and further, is that if someone sells, we'll do it on the Bitcoin chart. So someone sells up here, they sell a market order of Bitcoin. And what that does is it gives some of these big red candles. And then when there's bots in the market and they see huge drops like this, what they do then is they go and sell Bitcoin into whatever stable coins or anything like that. And when they sell here, they cause it to dip further. And then when retail sees this type of thing as well, so retail being me or you or anyone new to the markets, they see this type of thing, they get scared and they sell their Bitcoin then. And what it does is it starts firing it down like this. So everyone that sees it, fear sets in, they all get scared. And then what they start to do is they all start to dump then. So as it does, this all dumps down here. And this is a ripple effect throughout the cryptocurrency market. So as we see with ADA, if we looked at all of the other charts, if I open this, can you guys see that? You can kind of see that. So as you can see, it's across the board. Across we have Ethereum here, we have XRP is actually up slightly. Crazy. I seen there's some bank deal in Egypt maybe with XRP. Right now I don't know how any bank could actually go into it. That's something for another discussion. But with everything that's going on with the SEC, I'm very surprised to see good news there. We see Link is down. We see Monero, DOT. Everything is down across the board. So Bitcoin pulled the whole market down. That is basically what I came on here to say. That just don't panic if you're a Cardano holder. I still think that we have a long way to go before we hit the top. We'll take a look at the actual price levels in a second. I'm just going to take a quick look through the chat to see what's going on. Where am I? Let me scroll back up here. So Tim bought some today. Congratulations. So did I. And Tim Stake, thanks very much for choosing the pool. Yeah, anyone looking for a Cardano stake pool? My own pool is under the ticker Paul. So all delegation is really appreciated. Sorry, I'm just reading down through the comments here to see what's going on. Love sale days. Yeah, I love sale days as well. They are a great opportunity to pick up. If you're in this for the long term, then dips like this are a really good chance to pick up cryptocurrency. Make big market crashes fear mongering. I kind of put the video together in 5 minutes. I put it together, so maybe I put the wrong title on it. I'll look at that when it's finished. For anyone coming back to look at it later, I might change that, and maybe it should say dip actually, not crash. The picture does talk about the bounce and buying on the dip, but again, I should have that in the title. I will fix that up. Yeah, automatically executed stop losses are a factor in this as well. And actually something else that is a factor in this as well is when sells all start to happen like that, what happens is liquidations happen as well. So if those long orders, again, we'll go back to Bitcoin because this is what caused it. If there was people down here that had longs in on Bitcoin, what happens is when it gets to the liquidation point in a leverage trade, so long and leverage for anyone new, basically interchangeable, same thing. So when your long trade comes down to the liquidation point, what happens is that depending on what kind of contracts it's on, but you would then have to buy back or sell, not buy back. So if you were in a long, you have to sell your currency then. When you get to your liquidation point, what happens is what's in your trade is then sold. So again, all of these things can pile up and start putting more downward pressure on the market. F2 pool probably dumped Bitcoin again. Yeah, I've seen some theories out there. Being honest, I'm so limited on time today, I didn't get time to look into what exactly caused the dip. It's more just to get out there and tell people that these type of things happen in crypto, especially after the huge runs that we've had. If you look on Bitcoin, we're actually still in the long-term uptrend as well. So this is the line that I've had on it for a while. When we came down here, we just dipped down below it with ADA. So again, this was the long trend where we did dip out of it, trying to get back into it at the minute. But again, Bitcoin needs to find its base before Cardano can find where it needs to go then as well. Let me see what else I've missed in the chat. Talk about Cardano. I just started with Bitcoin because the reason that this dip happened would have been based on Bitcoin, and it's for people who are new to this type of market. It's just to explain why it happened, that this isn't anything specific to Cardano. This is across the market. This is just Bitcoin tearing down everything else. So let's see. We have 460 people online at the minute as well. Thank you very much to everyone for tuning in. 76 likes. Let's see, can we get a little bit better than that? And if you guys are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notifications. What I do here is all about Cardano. A little bit more on Bitcoin today, just because that is the catalyst for the current drop that we're seeing. What else have we got in the comments? Musk and Cardano. Yeah, there's lots of speculation out there about Elon Musk put a fork in the road on his Twitter profile, and there's talk of, because ADA Cardano is a fork as well, it's a fork in the financial system. There's lots of speculation going on there. I wouldn't be reading too much into it just yet, but look, you never know what's to come. How could it go to 15 cent? I'm not sure about that. On this chart anyway, it went to 80 cents. There could have been flash crashes on some exchanges where random orders got executed and it went even lower. What is it? What else have I missed in the chat? Sorry, there's lots of messages in there. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. Getting issues when you're trying to delegate. Sometimes that happens if you're using Yoroi. When the servers get overloaded, there can be errors. First thing to check is check that you have the latest ADA app on your ledger. If you're using a ledger, them kind of errors do come up as well. But when you go to delegate anyway, if you've seen some of the videos that I've done on the channel, you get these Windows pop-up messages, security errors. So if you get them, just ignore them and look at the ledger. But if you're getting any other types of errors, the first place to check is check that you have the latest ADA app on your ledger. Is hacking a concern? No, hacking is not a concern in terms of any pools out there. So the worst thing that could happen if, say, my pool or anyone's pool got hacked or taken over, the worst thing that can happen is the pool goes down and you guys have to move to a new pool. That's not going to happen, but that is the worst case scenario. Anyone who delegates your coins are never at risk. Lots of comments about there was a flash crash on Kraken. I haven't been on Kraken today. When I was buying on Binance today. But again, Binance and Kraken are generally the exchanges I suggest to buy on. They're the two that I find, I suppose, the most trustworthy out there at the minute. Well, in terms of keeping your coins on there for a while, again, it's always better to have the coins in your own wallet, one that you control. So we see, okay, should we buy... Did I miss something? Sorry, I'm just scrolling through the chat again. Okay, so if I've missed any questions in the chat, please do put them in again for when I was talking there before that. So Kraken had ETH for $700. That would be a very nice buy on Ethereum right now, a $700 Ethereum, even if you got it and sold it straight away and flipped it into Cardano. Well, look, you will find on lots of people when they talk about Cardano or talk about Ethereum and they say, oh, all other coins are shit. I personally own some Ethereum. I own a lot more Cardano than Ethereum, but to me, it's not, you don't have to choose one or the other. Both, I think, will find their place. So I think when this market grows and evolves more, Cardano is going to have a far bigger market share than it has right now, but I still think Ethereum won't be killed. Ethereum is going to have their place in the market and Cardano will have their place. The same as all the other types of smart contract blockchains that are out there as well. They will all do their own, they'll all have their own market shares. Once they provide a good product, they will have their own share. Will Bitcoin rise again? Yeah. Corrections like this are actually very healthy in a market. What you need to look at when you get dips like this in Bitcoin or Cardano or anything else, what you need to look at is how quickly they were bought up again, what types of levels they fell to and how quickly they bought up. How quickly these things fell here, that gives me confidence in how quick it was bought up. So to me, it's not about how quick it falls, it's about how quick it's actually bought up from the bottom. And as you see here, it is really moving up already. If we look at how far, so go from the very peak, it fell 18-19%. So if we go then from the bottom up to where we are now, and it's already back up nearly 13% from where it fell. If we look at Cardano, so if we go from today, so we count in this dip here, we'll go right up to the top. So from the very peak the other day of around $1.20, we were down 33%. But again, what you need to look at is this is after a huge run up here. And if I delete these, and we'll see how far back up we are. Again, this is the important part, is how far back up we are. So we're already back up about 25-26% from the very bottom of the wick down. So again, it's all about how quick these things are bought back up. Chat is really starting to move a lot quicker now. Let's see what I'm missing here. Do I own DOT? Yes, I do own some DOT as well. It's used to be a lot smaller, but with the price growth over there, now again, it would be an even smaller holding than Ethereum. But in my portfolio overall, Bitcoin and Cardano make up the biggest amounts of it. So what else have we got here? how do you buy Cardano without crazy fees? You're going to have fees no matter where you buy. The cheapest way to buy on any exchange is to do a wire transfer into the exchange, and then when you go to buy, don't buy at market value, buy with limit orders, which is where you set the price that you want to buy at, and then when the market falls to that level, then that's where you buy in. So I do have a video, it's on my blog as well. There's a blog post about how to buy, and in that video I do show how to do market orders as well. Where have we got? What else we got? See Peter in the chat. Anyone not following him on Twitter? He is the go-to guy for stats when it comes to Cardano. Some really great stats, daily stats on Cardano. The last video I done on stats, anyone that hasn't seen it, you can check it out on the channel. It was kind of all about everything that's growing within Cardano at the minute, not just around price, because price is great, but we have to focus on fundamentals as well. So I took some of Peter's chats to put into that as well. So if you guys don't follow him, check him out on Twitter. Spam, will the mainnet include the ADA even if BTC goes down? I don't know what that means. Look, the BTC does not have an impact on Cardano's performance. It has an impact on the Cardano price, but it doesn't have any impact on how the development of Cardano goes or how the releases go. As far as I've heard, the Mary hard fork is still on schedule. I haven't heard if it's been submitted tomorrow or if it is going to be another 5 days, but either way we should have it within the next 2 weeks, and as soon as that's out I will put out some content on that. I'll get some videos out there showing how to create native assets. I'm looking forward to actually trying to create one myself just to see how the whole process is. Maybe in time there may be a coin out there that's just a utility coin for extra services that are put out in the market. But again, I will be testing out some of that, and you guys will be able to see that in videos, how that all goes. What else have we got here? TRC clicked on buy at 83 and it failed. I know it's when the markets are moving so crazy, sometimes orders just aren't executed. It is very painful to look back at prices after they go up then. What else have we got here? What's my opinion on liquidity event? Oh, the liquidity event, that's why one of Charles's birds. We still don't know. So as far as I've seen as well, I've seen theories on the new stake pools that were created with the, was it 15 new pools, all with about 32 million ADA in them, 40 million in one. We still don't know who actually owns them. If anyone has any ideas on it, make sure and post them down below. But as far as I've heard, I haven't heard of who they are. To me, that has to be linked to the liquidity. The liquidity event to me is probably something on an exchange. Now, whether that is Coinbase, the big Coinbase question, I don't know if it's going to be Coinbase just yet. I think it will be after we're fully decentralized, so after March, then we may get Coinbase. But again, Coinbase at this stage to me is more just it's something that people throw at Cardano. They're like, oh, you're not even on Coinbase, so it's a shit coin because it's not on Coinbase. Coinbase listing events are not what they used to be for most normal coins. I think for Cardano, it will get a really good boost when it's listed there, because it's not even that it does bring liquidity, but what it does is it lifts that big weight off the shoulders of when Coinbase, why isn't it on Coinbase? So it's more from that side, I think, that we'll get the boost, in that at the minute it's seen as a negative that we're not on Coinbase. But once that's gone, I think that's a huge positive, and people can't throw that at Cardano then. Where are we in the chat now? Let's see. When paper wallets, I'm not sure on paper wallets yet. I did hear Charles mention something about it in one of his recent videos, but I don't think we have a date on when any paper wallets will be coming out. What you can do, I did do a video on my channel on how you can give someone Cardano. So if that's what you're looking to do, you can create a basic wallet within Daedalus, and what you do is you save the seed phrase, make sure you secure that, put your ADA into it that you want to give someone, and then take the seed phrase away. Even if it's for yourself and you want a paper wallet effect, create your wallet in something like Daedalus, get your seed phrase, then put in whatever ADA you want into that wallet on Daedalus, and then just delete it out of there. So the only way to re-access that is with the seed phrase. You'd have to restore it. So in effect, it is basically a paper wallet as well. Do I think $2 is a safe guess for ADA? To me, $2 is a non-financial advice here and all that. Have to get that kind of stuff out of the way. Random guy on the internet giving opinions, all that. But $2 to me is inevitable at some stage for ADA. When that's going to come, we don't really know yet when exactly we're going to get $2, but I think that it's going to hit at some point. Whether it hits in the way we're moving at this stage here, you would have thought that $2 was maybe even possible in March. With the corrections like this, which again are healthy in a market, then I don't know how quick it's going to come, but $2 is definitely on the cards. Thoughts on TRX? I don't own any and don't plan to own any either. I haven't looked at it in a long time, to be honest. Okay, so hardware wallets and voting. No, hardware wallets won't be able to vote in this round of Catalyst, unfortunately. I don't know if they're even going to be in the next one, but the one after that, I would expect us to definitely have hardware wallets. And I think once that happens, we will start to really see the power of Catalyst voting as well, because it really opens up to everyone else. Look, there are workarounds where people will tell you if you take your funds from a hardware wallet and you create a wallet in Daedalus, send your funds from hardware wallet into Daedalus for the snapshot, and then after the snapshot, move it out. That is a possibility, but for me, it's not worth the risk of moving around the funds like that. I won't be doing that with my hardware wallets anyway. What else have I got in the chat here? ADA price the end of 2021. To be honest, it's kind of the same answer that I've been given for a while now. It's once we break the old all-time highs and see how the market settles, then I'll be able to look at it and see what the potential predictions are for up higher. So right now, my only focus is on these two levels here, 118 and 133. So the reason there's two of them, I explained in the last video, was on CoinGecko, they say the all-time high was 118, which we just about tipped above the other day, and 133 on CoinMarketCap. So the reason there's different prices is that on some exchanges it might have wicked up higher. Even on this chart here that I'm looking at, the all-time high is about 140 or something like that. So again, you'll have different prices, but once we get above 133, go up a bit more, come back down and test it, that's when I'll be looking at putting some price predictions on it after that. Okay, starting to get spam. These live streams, once I get the new PC, I will be doing more regular live streams, probably on a Friday, potentially a second day during the week, but then I might have to look at moderators and stuff like that for the chat. Unfortunately for now, I haven't got anything, so let's see, can I can put some users in timeouts. Okay, bans, yeah. Michael, I'll have to look at moderators and stuff like that for future live events or live streams if it's going to happen. Slow chat. How do I go slow chat? I really am not used to live streams, but once I get the new laptop, I will be doing them a lot more often. Let's see, where's slow chat? No, I'm not sure, and I won't be on for much longer today because I am rushing out, so I will have it all set up for the next day. This was more to get on and just tell people, don't panic in the markets. These types of things happen and they generally correct themselves. For me, these types of days are generally some of the most profitable days that I have trading within crypto. Today has been a very good day. I picked up some Cardano lower down and got some nice trades in as well. Okay, let me see, can I delete some of these chats here? Okay, sorry, I'm just putting people on timeout and hiding them and stuff like that. Okay, do I have any idea on big projects being built on Cardano? Right now, it's something that I want to do a full video on. So we do have Singularity Net coming over. Again, I haven't dug enough into the project yet. We do have Liquid, which I had DC on. They are building on the project as well. But I think it won't be until after we get smart contracts that we really start to see who's going to come over to Cardano then. So Celsius has shown interest in it. And if someone like Celsius came over, then to me that would be huge for other projects then being able to follow over as well. Where else have we got? Is ETH going lower? I haven't been watching the ETH price that much lately. As I said, I do hold some, but my full concentration and any time that I get has been going into Cardano and Cardano content. For me, I'm happy just to hold it for now and see where we go. Something about Celsius. I have a small bit of funds on Celsius that I used. I put it on originally to test it out. So I put it on when the market was a lot lower than it is. So the amount of money on it is a bit more now than I would have initially wanted to hold there. Celsius, there's lots of centralized entities like Celsius out there. But what makes me trust Celsius more than anything, than any of the other ones is Alex, and how transparent and how well he comes across when he's talking. And you really do get the opinion, or well, I personally do, that he's out there to actually help people. And so that's why I personally trust Celsius. Basically, you can store your coins on there and you can earn interest on it. So when you store your coins there, they then lend them out to other people. And what happens is you earn the interest on it that way. There is talk of, a lot of people are getting excited that Cardano was being added to Celsius. Personally, I'm not excited about Cardano being added to Celsius. I would be far more excited about Celsius being added to Cardano, because Cardano going on to Celsius is fine. It's just another way for people to earn interest, but we can do that anyway by holding the Cardano ourselves and we earn staking interest. But Celsius coming on to Cardano would be an absolutely huge event. So what else have we got here? Max Kaiser is helping ADA exposure. Yeah, I seen that tweet that you tagged me in, Tuga. I did reply on his own message as well with a chart. Do I have it here? I replied with a screenshot of this chart here because he was trolling Cardano, but basically when you look at it, this was Bitcoin. So this was the fall in Bitcoin, and this was Cardano, the fall in Cardano. So the exact same time. You can see here that they both fell. Again, Bitcoin pulled the market down. We're recovering nicely at the minute. Where am I? How do you do trades, tutorials? I will be starting to do a trading series on my other channel fairly soon. I have really let the other channel die away because I've gone so deep down the Cardano rabbit hole, but I will be trying to get some time to put the videos out on that. I had planned this week, but because family is still a little bit sick, I am a little bit tight on time. Hopefully by the end of the week, I will have at least put that plan together and started some of them videos. Is a VPN a must? Yeah, a VPN is a very good option to have. I do have a security video coming out this week because I'd say it here as well on the wallets, the mobile Daedalus wallet. I don't even know if it's still up, but I've had a few people now contact me that have downloaded and put in their seed phrases and lost their funds. They are some of the worst emails that I ever have to reply to people and explain that their funds have been hacked and they're gone. It's a real downer when you have to go back to people and tell them that that's what's after happening, because people are contacting you looking for answers of what's going on. And the bottom line on it is only ever use the official wallets. Exodus or Atomic are good multi-asset wallets as well. But if you're looking for Yoroi or Daedalus, even if you're looking to install the mobile app or install the browser extension for Yoroi, go to the Yoroi website and get the direct links there to download them. The same with Daedalus. I've put the links in the staking FAQ on my website. I've put the direct links as well, so you can get them there if you want. They are direct links to the websites where you then get the actual wallet downloads. Let's skip down here and see what's going on. Oh, so the fake wallet got taken down. Good. But what I will say is that these types of things do pop up every so often. So you could get new ones up there. If you ever see something that you're not sure of, even if you think it's a stupid question, ask it in a group. Whether you're in my groups, whether you're in the official Cardano groups or somewhere else, ask the questions. I don't like when I see especially in the Facebook groups and stuff like that people say, that's a stupid question, you should search. And yes, you can go in and search for answers, but there's never a stupid question when it comes to the security of your own funds. So I will have a security video later in the week that talks about that, talks about wallets, talks about how to secure your cryptocurrency in general, and just some safety mechanisms when you are online and when you're dealing with stuff like this. So this message keeps being spammed. Cardano is big Bitcoin in future. Look, Cardano and Bitcoin are very, very different in my opinion. Bitcoin to me will always be the big store of value. That's not what Cardano is going for. Cardano is going for utilization. I think as time goes on, Bitcoin will be talked less and less about in terms of daily transacting of value. There's far better blockchains out there for that. Bitcoin to me will become, well, it is digital gold, and even more so in the future. That's how people will look at it, and they'll look at other chains like Cardano with smart contract functionality as more the chains that you actually use. So where are we? We still have just under 500 people, 233 likes. Let's see, can we pull that up a little bit anyway? Do you send emails or... No, Jim, I never send emails from Gmail. My emails all come from my cardano-with-paul.com domain. If you got an email like that, can you actually forward that to paul@cardano-with-paul.com? That's the only email address I currently use. So if you don't get an email from that, then it's not me. As well, if you ever see comments down below with WhatsApp numbers and all that type of stuff, that's all scams as well. That's not me. I don't give out WhatsApp numbers, or I don't trade for people. I don't ever tell you to send me funds for anything. What I do on YouTube and everything like that is all free. Anyone who wants to help support, then what they do is they delegate to my stake pool, and that's what really helps on my side. But I will never ask anyone for funds. What else have we got here? What price did I buy my Cardano? I've been buying Cardano since 2017. Late 2017, early 2018 is when I got my first Cardano. So some people think because my channel is newer that I only got into Cardano in the last year. I've been in the Cardano community a long time. I just haven't been upfront and vocal as I am now with this YouTube channel. But so I don't exactly know where my buying price is now. It's under 20 cents, but I don't know the exact price because I used to store everything on Blockfolio. Blockfolio is for tracking your purchases and your portfolio and everything like that. And I didn't save the backup phrase, and the phone that it was on got broke, so I couldn't access it anymore. So I don't have the exact average, but basically last year I more than doubled the amount of Cardano I was holding. So again, that really brought down my buy prices. What else have we got here? TradingView says it went down to 12 cents. Depends what chart you look at. I think someone said about a flash crash on Kraken. For me, it only went down to the 80 cent mark. So let's take a quick look at the price action now, and then I am going to have to jump off. I'll take one last look at the comments then. Okay, so when we look at the overall market, so this is where we were in the uptrend here. And you can see, obviously, with this crash, we fell way down below it. So right now, we're trying to get above it. But I'm not even worried about this line anymore because we have broken it. The most important place now for the ADA price is getting back above this here. So this downtrend that we're in right here. We tried to break above it here and got pulled back down. So getting back above that right now is the main... not concern, or the main aim for the Cardano price for me anyway within the next day or so is getting back above this and holding it. So $1.02 is the price that I had mentioned in my video on, I think it was on Friday. We come down, held it here I would say earlier today, but then when the big crash came, we completely fell through that. So reclaiming that, getting that into our solid support, and then looking to move up towards these, I suppose the 118 mark then is the next real target up on top. Today, when I bought on the dip, what is that? Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean today. Today when I bought today, I bought with Bitcoin. So I put an order on the ADA BTC chart, and I think it was 1780 sats. I have it up on my Twitter anyway. I put up the screenshot of buying when there was a lot of panic in the market, so I just put up the screenshot to say that I wasn't panicking. I was actually accumulating more ADA at that stage. $10. No, that's not happening in 2021. Please don't keep asking the same question in multiple comments. All that does is blocks up the chat. The $10 in 2021 is... Now, before we had this run, I said it was an absolutely crazy number to try and put out there. I still think it's a crazy number, and you will see that when I put out my video later in the week about market caps and how they come in and how they impact on the price of coins. Look, if we can still finish this year above $1, then to me, it's still a great year, because you look at you don't look at where we are now and where we can go. Look at where we started the year and look at, yes, I think we're going to go an awful lot higher, but as you see dips like this happen. So again, $1 to $2 closing out this year will be very, very good, because by the time smart contracts come out this year, get established, it's next year that we're really going to see the adoption of them contracts and see big projects coming in. Yes, we'll see some of them coming in this year, but I think next year is going to be the really big adoption year for Cardano, because then we will have smart contracts, native assets, and we'll be on to all of the scaling solutions there to really take up the blockchain in terms of what it can actually withhold. Where are we now? $5 in 2021. If the bull market does continue, it's still out there in terms of what I would put as my own predictions, but I can't say it's completely impossible. Did a whale panic and just sell $1 billion ADA? I don't know what happened on Kraken. Them types of dips, what can happen there is just someone could have went to sell. What could have happened there is that someone went to put in a sell order for $1.20, but what they actually done was put the decimal place in the wrong place, and they put it in at 12 cents instead of $1.20. So what could have happened is, depending on how, I'm not sure how they work their order book, but if that order went in, there could have been one lucky buyer with a buy-in at 12 cents that got matched, and that's why you see the wick, that it wicked down and straight back up then again. Could it ever reach $5 or $10? Yeah, I think that $5 or $10, $5 is definitely possible. That's as high as I'm looking for Cardano right now. I think that right now for me, it's getting above the all-time high and then establishing support there so we can then look to see where it can move up to. To me, that $4 to $5 is as high as I would personally look at ADA right now. And that is in terms of the way that the overall cryptocurrency market is. Look, it's growing, I suppose, euphorically right now. We crossed $1 trillion there only a few days ago in the market, in Bitcoin's market cap. And when you see that type of growth, that will all start to feed down into other coins over time, because a lot of the big institutions will come into Bitcoin first. Then that money will flow into other coins as well, bringing up everything with it. Can Cardano go below 90 cents today or tomorrow? Yeah, I wouldn't rule out it going below 90 cents today or tomorrow. Again, it all depends on this right here. It all depends on Bitcoin and what it does, because Cardano is still going ahead and Cardano still has their announcements to come. The next 2 weeks are going to be very big with the hard fork coming and hopefully some of Charles's other birds being announced as well. But in the very short term, you cannot overlook wicks like this happening. So, look, what have I got? I would say your chances of getting it at 90 cents today, they're dwindling all the time. So the longer that we stay up here in this $1 range, and if we reclaim the $1.02 as support, I would say the chances of you getting it at 90 cents are getting smaller and smaller all the time. I personally wouldn't be waiting for that level. I would be putting in some orders here and then put in some of your buy orders down at 90 cents. So if it does fall, you get them, and you would end up with a buy price somewhere in the middle then. So if you put in some of your funds here and some down here, well, that's 95, some down here then at the 90, if your buys all execute, your buy order is somewhere in the middle then. So guys, I hope that this has put some people's minds at rest. It went a little bit longer than I meant, but if you are not subscribed, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. What I do here generally is all about Cardano, so make sure that if you're into Cardano, you do check this out. Do share this out there as well, please. And if you see people panicking right now about something happened Cardano, make sure and tell them that this was market-wide. It was not just Cardano, and that we are still very much on track for what is to come. So thanks for watching, guys. Do give it a like if you haven't done so yet. Let's get the like count up. That really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will talk to you all very soon.